Hi, everybody. It's Saturday, October 28th, 2023. Welcome to Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. We're the only show that combs through early betting patterns by the public, shows you exactly where you might want to steer clear of those public opinions. Today, we've identified three NFL plays where the early betting trend might be a little bit misguided and probably will result in doing some damage to your bankroll. Before we get into it, show record 74 and 57, good for 57% winners. A 1-2 day in college football, but we're going to bounce right back and we're going to get that back in the NFL just like we did last week. For everyone that got involved with my plays on Pick Dawgz this weekend, thank you so much. The response has been tremendous, and again, I can't thank you enough. And I'm going to make sure Sunday is going to be a profitable one for you. Also, if you go to pickdawgz.com right now, I have my NFL 3-pack locked in, $54.99 for all three plays. These are my best NFL plays on the board. That package always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee, or do like so many have done and purchase a 30-day pass for just $399.99. You can throw it on the credit card and we'll be ready to rock on Sunday. Before we get to our games, I like to go over some numbers. We haven't done that in a while, and we're going to do that today. So just generic numbers just to kind of help you maybe with your handicapping on Sunday. And it is insane how good these numbers are. I mean, the Vegas numbers are just, and all my numbers come from Vegas. So it's incredible how good these bookmakers are. And I'll give you an example of that. Favorites this year are 55, 51, and 3, minus 2.91 units. Underdogs are 51, 53, and 3, of course, minus 6.76 units. So no matter if you bet favorites or the underdog, you're still, or blanket-wise, you'd still be losing. Well, maybe we'll get lucky with the home teams. No, not really. Home teams are 52 and 50 against the spread, minus 2.79 units. Road teams are 50 and 52, minus 6.70 units. So there's no getting involved with the road team or the home teams as well. So if we can't find an angle there, perhaps we'll find an angle with some teams. And there are some teams that are off to fantastic starts against the numbers. Here's the best teams against the number this year. We'll start it off with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I just want to preface, all these teams are 5-2 against the spread. But the Chiefs, because of the Jews, 2.64 units. They lead the National Football League. And they're followed also by Jacksonville, Miami Dolphins, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, and the Baltimore Ravens. All of those teams combined this year against the number are 30 and 12 for a win percentage of just over 71%. And you would have won 15.27 units based upon a 1-unit wager. By the way, the worst teams, this is ironic because of today's show, but the worst teams, Carolina Panthers, yeah, I almost said Hurricanes. Carolina Panthers, 0-5-1 ATS, minus 500. Denver, 1-5-1, minus 4.09 units. And New Orleans, 1-5-1, minus 4.09 units. So those might be some teams that you might want to stay away from. With that being said, let's get to our free plays. And we'll start with the Houston Texans, minus 3.5. 43.5 is your total versus the Carolina Panthers. 65% of the money is coming in on the Houston Texans, which has pushed this number from minus 3 to 3.5. And there are some outlets that are putting some juice on the Panthers. That doesn't really scare me too much. The Panthers are the right side here. We've seen Carolina has beaten the Texans 4 straight times. It's their longest streak against any team in the NFL. Houston's wide receiver Tank Dell is going to return after that concussion last week that kept him out of last week's game. But I also think it's a great move when Frank Reich said, hey, look, I'm going to give the play calling duties up. And Thomas Brown, of course, is going to take those over this week for Carolina. I'm going to take the field goal plus the 3 and 3.5. Or not take the field goal, but take the 3.5. Okay, game number 2, Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, minus 7, 45.5. 68% of the money is on the Dallas Cowboys after this number opened up at 5.5, bounced back or pushed up to 7 after early betting. And there are, and believe me, I follow this team more than any other, really, besides the Raiders. There are no teams in the NFL that are more inconsistent than the Dallas Cowboys. They've rotated wins and losses over the last 4 games. They've rotated covers over the last 4 games. This is a revenge spot for the Rams after losing last year 22-10. And if you remember in that game, it seemed like the Cowboys probably handled the Rams pretty easy, but it was a struggle for Dallas. And if you remember, only 76 yards passing for the Cowboys against the Rams defense last year. I'm going to take the Rams in the touchdown in this spot. And then finally, New England at Miami. And I'm glad this game's on the board because it's always such a teaching thing for me when I, talk to people that, want to talk handicapping. And we see Miami minus 8.5, 47 is the total. Not a surprise here with 58% of the money coming in on the Patriots. And it's fairly simple. The guys are so stuck in what they just saw. Patriots big win against the Bills as an 8.5-point underdog. We saw the New England Patriots drop a 14-point, or Miami drop a 14-point decision to the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, stop betting this way. Bet on what you know, not what you just saw. The Patriots still don't have a running game. They are one of the most penalized teams in football. 1 week does not erase that. I'm taking Miami to win this game, cover the 8.5, and they'll win double digits, obviously. So that's our 3 plays for today. Carolina plus 3.5, Rams plus 7, and Miami minus 8.5. And before I go, just to remind you again, please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many packages available, including my NFL 3-pack, $54.99, 30-day pass, $399.99. No matter how you join me, please make sure you do. And of course, if you've been watching over the last week, #1 handicapper as far as units won. We'll see how that goes through Sunday. But so far over the last 7 days, they call it the hottest handicapper. I guess I'm on top. So that's where we go. Please join me. Feel free to DM me at Dana Lane Sports or on the YouTube page. Please hit the like button if you do. And for Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining us. All the best to you and your wagers on Sunday.